I just want to be appreciated. I want to be appreciated. I want to be appreciated.
Hey y'all, so I am back with another video today, and today we're talking about my favorite mom characters in honor of Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to any of the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to the eldest daughter. Like, if you are the eldest daughter of your family, happy Mother's Day to you. Okay, because we deserve, you know what I'm saying? We deserve our flowers for, Mother's Day. I really feel like we deserve our own holiday. Like, we deserve our own holiday. Yeah, we deserve to be celebrated. You know what I mean? Like, we deserve to have our things as well. So, if you're the eldest daughter of your family, happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. But anyway, I'm doing this video because it is in honor of Mother's Day, but I also thought it would just be fun to do, like, just to talk about like my favorite characters and stuff. Now, I want to preface this to say before we start this video is I want to say I'm 21 years old. Okay, I'm also black. I'm also Black American from the South. Okay, so this list, some of these characters is not going to be on your list, and that's okay, because this is my list. This is my favorites. Like, you don't have to act that way in the comments because I put somebody that you're not in favor of. It's not that serious. It's all about how you grew up and what you watched growing up. You know what I mean? And how it is connected to you. I have this kind of categorized by like movies, anime and animation, Disney, and then I have black sitcoms, because I'm a Black American and like I grew up watching the Black American sitcoms. It would just be wrong if I did not implement a category of like my favorite black mom in the sitcoms. Like, be serious. So that's how I decided to do it. And then number 5, we have Mrs. George. Now, I know some people are like, why do you have Mrs. George here? And I'm like, okay, Mrs. George is an icon. About mom characters, Mrs. George is an icon. Like, I don't know, I just don't feel right saying that she's not. Like, okay, is she like the best of the best moms? No, but I feel like when we talk about mom characters, I feel like she should be mentioned. Like, I feel like she put the groundwork on for the girls. Like, Mrs. George was like this, dress young mom, or I want to hang out with my daughter's friend type of mom. She still was supportive to Regina. You know what I mean? She still was supportive to Regina. She still was like welcoming to the other girls. So it's kind of like, I feel like she was decent. Like, she wasn't the best of the best, but like, I feel like she was decent for Regina. She was a bit overbearing. She was a bit like, can you relax? Like, can you give me and my friends some space? She was a bit like that, but like, she was very attentive. Like, we've gotten memes from her, like, that we use. Like, I'm not just a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. You know what I mean? Like, she was cute. So it's gonna be Miss Honey, Miss Jennifer Honey from Matilda. Now, is Miss Honey a birth mom? No, she's not a birth mom, but Miss Honey is everything that Matilda needed in a mom, right? She was nurturing, she was caring, she was kind, she was a great teacher. She was all those things, but she was also assertive, right? She didn't let Miss Trenchbull or her dusty ass, she didn't let her come in her classroom and tell her, this is what you need to be doing with your students. Assertive in a way, right? She didn't let Miss Trenchbull, she did what she was like, okay, she was assertive, and that's what I like about her. Not only that, even when Matilda told her about like her psychic powers or whatever, and most of the time parents don't believe shit, but it's not that she didn't believe her, but it was kind of like, I'm not gonna say I don't believe you, but like, let me see. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't immediately just reject Matilda, you know, because Matilda has experienced, you know, rejection from everybody in her adoptive family. So she didn't even treat her like that. And that's what you gotta give Miss Honey that. And Miss Honey encouraged Matilda in many different ways. And like, she was just everything Matilda needed for a mom, and for her to be her adoptive mom just made so much sense. Like, next, coming in at number 3, I know some people are gonna be like, girl, coming in at number 3, I have Wanda. I have Miss Wanda. I'm sorry, I have Miss Wanda here. Listen, I have Miss Wanda here because she's a mother. She's a mother. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, Wanda is a mother. She's a mother. She's a mother. Now, listen. The reason why she is so high on here is because she's powerful as hell. Like, let's just be serious. Like, she's one of my faves when it comes to, like, raw power. When it comes to just, you know, like, she's just that girl. You know, and I know some of y'all is like, well, she's scary. And it's like, she's not supposed to be like meant to be this hero type of thing that Disney trying to pay her to be. You know, the thing with Disney, you know, watering down their villains, but I don't want to discuss that right now. But what Wanda is, she don't, as a villain for me, she does what she needs to do, right? And she's passionate, right? She loves her family. She cares about her family, right? Even though she's not a mother, in this realm. She's a mother in all the other universes, right? So she's a mother. You know what I mean? She's a mother. She has that maternal. If she's, y'all say that you can carry some of the same things that you have in the different universes, right? So what makes you think she doesn't carry that maternal instinct in this universe? You know what I mean? Even though she ain't got her children, right? Like, and not only that, she was a badass mother. Like, come on. She was doing anything to protect her kids. Like, her family was her priority. The whole point of her doing what she did in regards to creating that whole universe was because she is a mother. I'm not a monster, I'm a mother. You heard her. You heard her. Like, I really don't know what else to tell you. Like, I have to stand. I have to stand. I have to stand the power. And I have to stand her as a mother. Like, I get it. I get it. Anyways, next person coming in at number 2. Now, I feel like I'm right. I feel like I'm right with this one. Next person coming in number 2, we have Miss Beatrix Kiddo. We have Miss Beatrix Kiddo. Like, come on. When we talk about badass mothers, Beatrix Kiddo is the badass mother we're talking about, right? I grew up watching Kill Bill. Like, that was my shit. Like, when we didn't have no cable and all we would watch is the DVDs, Kill Bill was the only DVD that wasn't scratched up. So we was watching Kill Bill. And she's a mother. We're talking about a lady who punched her way out of a grave to get to her seed. We're talking about a lady who gouged somebody's eye out to get to her seed. We're talking about a lady who took on a mob to get to her seed. We're talking about a lady who went, I don't know where she was, but she went and got some intensive training. Was it Kung Fu training? I don't remember, but she went and got some type of intensive fighting training just so she could be trained enough to defeat Bill and get her seed. We have to stand. We have to stand. Like, I really don't know what else to tell you, but I stand. Like, I don't know I literally do not know what to tell you. At the end of the day, she was fighting for her child. The determination, the consistency, because she could have just gave up. It was like, you know what, I'm gonna just change my name. Bill can have it. But then I think he would have found a way to try and murder her anyway. So, like, I don't think she really had no choice. But a mother. I want somebody to do an animated version of Kill Bill. I want an anime version of Kill Bill. All the volumes. Please. I want somebody to do it. And at number 1, last but not least, we have the mother of all mothers. When we talk about this mother, we're talking about a mother. Okay? We're talking about Miss Morticia Addams. You're gonna have to stand up for her. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Not only is she just a hella cool ass character, but the knife throwing skills, like, she's a great mother. Like, be serious. Like, she was always engaged with her children. She always validated their feelings. She always gave them emotional support. Not only that, her and Gomez were a great partnership, a great dynamic together. He adored her. She adored him. And her kids feel secure with them as individuals, because, you know, they were considered weird, right? Being around other people, or being around other people who were considered normal, right? Like, not only that, she's that girl. She's that girl. I have to stand Miss Morticia. She's my favorite mother character. Like, we're gonna go into anime and animation. Coming in at number 6, she's sort of an honorable mention, but I feel like I have to put her on the list. It's gonna be Marge Simpson. Now, I don't have too much issue with Marge because she's an icon when it comes to animation, right? She's an icon mother when it comes to animation because she's very relatable, right? She has an imbecile of a husband. She has chaotic children, and she basically deals with the tasks and duties of them, but also cooks, clean, and, you know, take care of the house, right? So I can see how other people relate to her and love Marge for the show, right? Because she's patient. Like, she's more of the level-headed person in the family that keeps the family together. And more times than not in real life, most mothers in the family are the people that hold the household together, right? But for me personally, she's not really a fave of mine, but, like, I have to acknowledge her. You know what I mean? Like, I have to give her her things, you know? Next, coming in at number 5 is going to be Nani from Lilo and Stitch. Okay, I'm gonna have to explain it. So you're like, why you have her over Marge, right? Because I relate to Nani, okay? Nani is not a mother, okay? She's not a mother, but Nani is a big sister, okay? And taking on the mother role at a young age is hard, okay? And not only she's working to try and make sure she doesn't get separated from Lilo, she's also dealing with, you know, not really per se dealing with the death of their parents, but, like, that is also something she has to deal with, right? And not only that, she's literally working, putting off her own life, you know, the life that she has as a young adult, to take care of her, Lilo, and Stitch. Not only that, she accepts Stitch, his existence, and she also takes care of him as well. So, like, we have to give her her things. Like I just said, big sisters deserve their things for Mother's Day. Like, as a big sister of 2, we deserve our things for Mother's Day. we deserve our things for Mother's Day. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, we deserve our things for Mother's Day. And I just relate to Nani in that aspect. Like, I just understand. Like, you're the big sister, right? But you also have to redirect them like a parent when the parents are not around, right? Especially when you have a big age gap like that. Me and all my sisters are 5 years apart. The youngest one is 11. Well, she's 10 or 11. So I get it. So, like, I have to give my sister her things. It's gonna be Miss Inko Midoriya. It's gonna be Miss Inko Midori because not just because she's so cute, not just because her and Izuku is so cute, but like, she's so supportive. Like, we have to give it to her for that. Like, even when like Izuku was trying to like grow into his quirks or whatever, she still stood by him. And then ultimately when his dreams became shattered, spoiler, when he found out he didn't have it, she was still like supportive and like being there for him. And when he ended up gaining, spoiler, his quirk, she still stood by him. Like, she was so supportive. I know she initially had her doubts, but she was just like being a worried mom. She's one of those like worried moms who just get worried about every little thing. He does the same thing too. Even when she like made like a superhero suit for him, like, she was just so sweet. Like, she was bringing him food, she was comforting him. Like, even him crying like 500 times, she was still there to like comfort him and like be supportive to him. Like, she's a mother. She's such a sweet mom. Like, she's so cute. Like, gonna be Mrs. Incredible. We're talking about Miss Helen Parr, aka Elastigirl. You be talking about the lady who gave up being a superhero for her children. Like, stand up. First of all, she is a mother, but she's not just a mother, she's also a superhero. The reason why I stand her is because that her first priority. Her kids were always her first priority. But like, she juggled everything so well. Like, she was a mother, like redirected her kids, taking care of her kids, and she also was juggling that and also juggling going to go save lives, right? Like, I have to stand her. She had a hard job anyway because she was a stay-at-home mom at first, juggling them badass kids and watching over Bob. She already was working hard anyway because stay-at-home mom is a job, period, and it's one of the hardest jobs. And she's doing that, and she's being a superhero stan. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I don't, and I'm not even gonna try. But she is from this anime show called Erased. I watched Erased 2 years ago. Okay, so, but I remember specifically like adoring her as a mom. Like, I just specifically remember adoring her as a mom because of how she interacted with her son and like how she interacted with others like throughout the anime show. Clever, she was very bold. She was definitely intuitive as hell. Like, I don't know what was going on with that, but she was definitely giving me witch vibes. I remember her like as a character because when what happened in the anime, I was tore up when it happened. I was tore up. I'm trying not to spoil it, but I was tore up when it happened to her. I was just like, no, like, that anime made me cry, not just for her, but like the entire anime. So I recommend you watch it. It is definitely going to get you in your feelings if you're one of those people. But yeah, like, I just remember her specifically as a mom and like how she interacted with her son, and she was just like, I just adored her as a character. Like, she was definitely a bold, stern, like, cut the shit type of character, and I just really liked that about her because she wasn't just that, she was also kind and sweet and nurturing at the same time. Like, I just really liked her as a mom. Favorite moms in animation? Linda Belcher. Like, be serious. Like, Linda Belcher is one of my favorite moms in animation. Like, period. Like, come on. Like, first of all, the family that is the Belchers, them as a family, they are one of the best families in animation. Be serious. They're so great as a character is because, like, yes, she's eccentric. First of all, the whole family is quirky, eccentric, right? But what makes her so special is that she's passionate. She's always eager to try something, to learn something. Like, she's also like the brainstormer of the family, of like, you know, trying new things and doing different activities. And like, she's even like the one who be brainstorming ideas to introduce into the restaurant. You know what I mean? Like, she also is fun. Like, yeah, she's quirky, but like, she's fun in like her own way. Like, to me, she's just entertaining and fun in her own way. Like, it's just cute. And also, like, even with how she interact with her kids, like, even when they get themselves into something, like, she is still supportive. Like, she is still supportive. Like, she gives them the affection that they need. Like, I love her. And I also love her and Bob because, like, even together as a partnership and as a unit, like, they treat their children with respect. They're always there for their children. Like, I just love their dynamic. And it's not a boring show. Like, even though, you know, their children go through their lessons and things, like, it's not an overall boring show. Like, it's entertaining because they're like an oddball family, you know. Like, I just love Bob Burgers and I love Linda. Like, she's like, to me, she's the matriarch of her family, but it's like in her own way. It's like in her own way because she's so like weird, but I love her. We're gonna go into Disney Channel shows. Number 5, I have Amy Duncan. Now, I have Amy Duncan here because Charlie was a good show, right? But I feel like without Amy Duncan and her antics, she made the show comedic. You know what I mean? Like, for most of us, Amy Duncan is one of our favorite moms because of her antics, right? Because of her antics, because of how she acted in the show is what made us love her, because she was entertaining to us, right? We were like young watching her and we were like, girl, what is she doing? Like, she was just entertaining for us. And for me, I just have a distinctive memory of watching her in my childhood, watching her act a fool and like me actually genuinely laughing at her, you know what I mean? Like, I have a memory of that. So like, I feel like I just have to put her here. Like, was she the best mom? No. Like, to be real, Teddy was the most mature person in her family. But like, for comedic, entertaining purposes, like, I feel like Amy Duncan has the most memorable, like, funny, quirky moments. Like, her acting like she's this superstar. Like, I just think it's just funny. It's gonna be Miss Trudy Proud. It's gonna be Miss Trudy Proud. Now, Trudy to me was more level-headed than Oscar. Like, she would let Penny do a little more things than Oscar. Oscar was pretty much overprotective, even though he's a dingbat. Anyways, but Trudy to me was a lot more reasonable when it came to Penny and like her getting into like different situations and getting in trouble and stuff like that. So I don't know, like, to me, I think, and not to mention, Trudy is just that girl. Trudy is just that girl, you know. So like, I have to put her on this list somewhere. And she's a mother, you know. Every time we see her, she's mothering. You know, she's mothering. She has the twins in her lap. She's holding a twin. She's feeding a twin. She's mothering. To be Teresa Russo. Teresa Russo, to me, she was a real good mom. Like, come on now. She was definitely a good mom. For her to not wield any magic and to still have some attention to her kids, came to like trying to rectify a situation without magic. She was there, right? She was there to give the advice. She was there to help. She was there to help with that type of stuff. So like, we have to give it to her for that. And she was also the one who encouraged her kids to, like, you know, let's not use magic. Let's use our realistic, sensibilities in this situation. Like, you can't go run to magic about every situation. You know what I mean? I enjoyed her as a mom character, as a mom on Wizards of Waverly Place. Now, coming in at number 2, I feel like when we talk about Disney moms, she should be in your top 3 or 5. I say top 3. Carrie Martin. Carrie Martin from Zack and Cody, like, be serious. Like, when you think about moms, you don't automatically think about her. Like, when you think about Disney Channel moms, do you not, like, she may not be the first person you think about, but is she not, like, the third? You know? Because I be thinking about her. Like, she was a single mom to some rambunctious ass twins living in a hotel. Also had her very comedic moments, right? Like, her and Mr. Mosby had like very comedic moments. Like, their comedic times were like very sarcastic, like, watching it as a kid, you didn't really catch on to what they said like during their comedic timing, but if you watch it back now as an adult, you're like like, you just can't believe like how much of their like sarcastic ass jokes that you miss. I have to give it to Miss Carrie Martin. She's just an icon of a Disney mom. Now, coming in at number 1, I have to give it to Miss Tanya Baxter. Be serious. I have to give it to Miss Tanya Baxter. Like, come on. I have to give it to her because, first of all, her and Victor are probably one of the best parents on Disney. One of the best Disney Channel parents on Disney. I really want to give it to them for that. But even when she had to deal with like the antics of Raven and like her psychic stuff, and then she had to deal with Corey and his scamming ass trying to come up with some type of scheme to get some type of something. Like, she supported her children, and even when they did do something, she still gave them some type of discipline. Now, she was also known for like her energetic like spirit, and that's what I also liked about her. Like, she was kind of like fun and quirky, kind of in her own way, She did also have like her funny moments, right? She had her funny moments. Victor also had his funny moments too, but he was a bit quirky too. I have a connection to That's So Raven. Like, I can remember just watching that show when I was like 3-4 years old, and just watching that, and watching just like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Like, those used to be like my shows. Like, I would turn on my little VCR, my little TV. I had a TV that had a VCR. I would turn that on, and that's all I would watch. They're just like, I just remember watching those shows, and it's like, I just have a deep like memory of watching those shows, which is why I think about the moms. Like, those are the moms that I think about. Next, we're going to get into black sitcoms. And at number 6 is going to be Rochelle from Everybody Hates Chris. Like, I have Rochelle on here because when most of us think about like the average black mom in America, we think about Rochelle. We think about Rochelle. Not only that, she was loud. She definitely was obnoxious and sassy. She just has a lot of sayings that are like iconic, like slap you into next week, or my man has 2 jobs. My man has 2 jobs. Like, she's just like, she's an iconic TV mom. Like, I just have to give it to her. Like, she loved her kids. She was very protective of her kids, but like, it was outlandish for her to blame Chris for everything. Like, come on now. She was a bit problematic in that, but like, for entertaining purposes, like, she was definitely entertaining. And at number 5 for me, it's gonna be Nikki Parker. It's gonna be Nikki Parker. Like, first of all, The Parkers is one of my favorite black sitcoms of all time. Like, I used to watch The Parkers all the time. For me, I like The Parkers way more than Moesha. Like, Moesha wasn't really one of like a favorite show for me. The Parkers was, and like, I loved like Nikki and Kim's dynamic. Like, she kind of had this, I want to hang out with my daughter type of thing going on, because they're not far apart in age. and you know, they also go to the same school and they're like roommates or whatever. But to me, like, mostly for comedic purposes, like her being a stalker to Professor Ogilvy, her like comedic timing, like Monique, like Nikki Parker, like just ate the show up. Like, I'm just sorry, like she made the show so funny. I love how entertaining she was. But to me, even with her and Kim had like their disagreements or whatever, she still made a way to, like, you know, apologize for certain things or to like correct certain things within situations that they had. So she was definitely, like, we know her to be entertaining and loud and obnoxious, but she was level-headed to me. She had her moments. She definitely had her moments. At number 4, it's going to be Miss Louise Jefferson. Now, I have Miss Jefferson on here because most of y'all probably, I don't know, did y'all watch The Jeffersons? I was watching The Jeffersons. I was like 6 years old watching The Jeffersons before I had to get on the bus. Like, I was definitely watching The Jeffersons before I had to get on the bus, like, period. But what I remember is, like, The Jeffersons, first of all, everybody on The Jeffersons, if you watch The Jeffersons, you know that everybody on the show is loud and be on one. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is loud and chaotic except for her. The more level-headed one in her marriage, but she also was the more level-headed one on the show, because even Florence would be on one. Like, she would be on one. The white man and his wife, was he the neighbor, I think, would be on one. They would be loud and getting into it with George would be on one by little minor things. Like, she definitely made the show like have its calmness to it, and she was definitely like less chaotic. She's a classic mom for me. Like, she's a classic, and I have to give her things. I'm gonna be Miss Florida Evans. I have her at number 3 because she's an icon. When we talk about black sitcom moms, she's an icon, right? She's definitely an icon. But she was annoying. She was a little annoying for me. And yeah, we do have to think about the time period of this show. She was kind, she was nurturing, and she also did have this very Bible thumper thing about her. But we also have to think about the time period of the show, right? Like, I get it. But, you know, for me, she was just a little annoying. Like, when it came to, like, it was like when they had ample opportunity to get out of the projects, it was kind of like she would use a Bible scripture to be like, we need to stay in the projects because God put us in the projects. You know, she kind of had that type of mentality, and it was kind of like, girl, to give it to her for being an icon. Like, she took care of her family. She was there for her husband. Like, she loved her kids. Vivian Banks. Miss Vivian Banks, when we talk about black sitcom moms, she has to be in your top 3. She has to be in your top 3 because she's that girl. Not just because of the iconic dancing scene in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but also because of how she interacted with her children. Like, she instilled some wisdom, some insight to her children, to Will, right? Also, she was classy. She was like, she had charisma. She was confident. Like, she was able to balance being a mother and also like have her own aspirations and do things within her career. Like, we have to give it to her for Miss Vivian. Like, she's that girl. It's Miss Claire Huxtable. Miss Claire Huxtable. Now, when it comes to, I feel like Miss Claire Huxtable was the first, like, she was gentle parenting before y'all was gentle parenting. You know what I mean? Like, she's the blueprint of gentle parenting. I have to give it to her for that. Like, Miss Claire Huxtable is the blueprint for gentle parenting. Like, she was kind, she was nurturing. She did have some like respectability politic type of things about her. Like, you know, but you do have to think about the time period of the show, right? But like, when it came to like instilling morals and ethics into her children and like supporting her quirky ass husband, she was there. She was there as, like, I feel like she's the blueprint. You know, I feel like she's the blueprint. Not just for Black sitcom moms, but for all sitcom moms. I had so much fun creating this video and getting notes together for this video. It was fun to do. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a like. If you had any of the same favorite mom characters, please comment down below. If you want to share any of your favorite mom characters from across any type of category or genre, please comment those down below. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Mother!